Hello, WJHI fans, and here is another edition of the Shuck and Struck Show. It's nationwide known as that now. I think you should hashtag that on Twitter, Shuck and Struck Show. You can find the names at the bottom of your screen there, but here we are with head wrestling coach in starting his third year.
That's right.
At Bellarmine University, Coach Ned Shuck. We're going to talk about their partnership real quick with DWP Promotions, and then we're going to move on with their expectation for the season.
Yeah, no, we're really excited about our home duel coming up and our partnership with DWP. It's been awesome working with their team and their staff. They're the best at putting on events and responsible for the Bourbon and Beyond, Louder Than Life, and all those concerts that we have the pleasure of having right here in Louisville. So really excited to see what they're going to be able to do for our first home duel of the season. Should be fun.
Oh, wow, that's super exciting. I've been to a number of their other promotions, so what they could do for a wrestling event is going to be pretty awesome. That's this Friday night. We'll talk more about it in a minute. But we got about 5 questions that we're going to go through with Coach Shuck. Maybe we'll do a few more. But again, we're going to hashtag, I'm just plugging this now, making it up, Shuck and Struck Show, and see if we can keep that going. I know that this weekend you guys were at the Patriot Open down in Cumberland, Kentucky. Could you tell us a little bit about your weekend?
Yeah, we had 14 guys competing this weekend, so there's a couple different divisions within the tournament, but was really proud of our guys, their effort and their fight. Everything we've been kind of infusing into them culturally and in our training, it really showed true in competition as well, and that's really what you want to see. So really proud of our guys. We ended up finishing with four champions at the tournament, which was great. But yeah, just a great start, good measure for where we're at right now in the season and what we need to do kind of leading up. So it's the first time we got a chance to wrestle all their opponents, unless they wrestled international competition during the summer months. And so a lot of our guys were super eager to get back on the mat, and guys wrestled well.
I know last season you guys had a record-setting dual meet season of 12 wins, 13 wins?
Yeah, something like that.
Right in there, new record setter, and you won over 300 individual matches last season, which is outstanding. Starting off with 4 champs this weekend. Can you tell us what you're excited about coming up, or what you're excited about this season? Yeah,
so you know, from the team side of things, we're really excited about just the growth that they're making. It's been exponential in terms of what the jumps we've been able to see the guys just kind of one step to the next, and week by week we're seeing that. And sometimes as a wrestler, it's a little bit tougher for you to see that when you don't get to test yourself against your competition. And so I think the guys are going to have those measures now that we're in season every week, you know, pretty much. And so I'm really fired up to see how it's all coming together. Our team's getting closer and closer together, and they're fighting through some adversity. We're putting them through a lot of adversity in our training right now. It's a little bit longer duration of our practice, a little bit more of a grind, I guess you'd say, in some of our training. And so the guys are responding really well and having fun. And so, but probably I'm most excited about is our duel on Friday.
Yeah.
You know, that's our next event and our only home event of the first semester. And so from that side of things, we want to pack the stands and make it a great event. And so we have a couple things going on. We got a lot of high school youth and middle school teams that are going to be there as well. And those teams can come out for free if they get their rosters out to Coach Hardy at his email. And so I think we're going to have a lot of them out there, but also really the keynote of the event is going to be honoring our veterans, our military personnel, and first responders. And so those guys are going to have mat side seating. They'll show up if they sign up before, they get in for free, get a free T-shirt, and we'll recognize them at halftime. And so it's going to be a really cool event, and we're hoping to pack the stands and make it a loud and rowdy environment for our guys to wrestle in and for everybody to enjoy.
Yeah, if you're a wrestling fan and never been to a college meet, there'll be nothing like this within a 100-mile radius. I'm saying Bloomington's almost 100 miles away, and Indianapolis is almost 100 miles away. They're the closest Division I program to us and the closest program to us here in Jeffersonville. So make sure you go out and see it. I want to connect something we didn't even have written down, but every time we're talking, I hear you say attitude and fight. And then I hear you say military night, and you know, to me those two things go together. I've had more than 40 guys, seniors, go off to the military, and I'm texting all them about your Friday night. But could you say something about your attitude and fight philosophy?
Yeah, so I tell our guys every time we compete, anytime we step into the wrestling room, we're asking for 3 things. And number one is attitude. Number two is effort, tremendous effort. They need to put forth a tremendous effort. Number three is fight. So you have those three things. Hey, we're going to have a great time together. Yeah, it's going to be challenging, but we learn to love and appreciate that challenge, right? And so the attitude piece, we got a little more specific with last year, and that's kind of our team mantra. You hear all of our hashtags and that type of stuff is related to can't wait. And really behind our attitude, that's what it is. We want to have a can't wait attitude in every situation. You know, through adversity, ref makes a bad call, so what? Can't wait for the next point. You know, yeah, get taken down, so what? Can't wait for the next opportunity. You know, and it's the same with life, right? We want to teach these guys lessons and values that they're going to carry on beyond the rest of them in the 7 minutes they're going to experience in a college match, right? And so that attitude specifically, everybody I think understands when you say attitude, that means a good, general, positive attitude, but it's more than that. You know, it's being excited when you step into those situations, being grateful for, you know, the things that can sometimes be looked at as a challenge or as a downfall. And so our guys are, you know, doing a great job of exhibiting that can't wait attitude.
You've even had people from your program go on to the military, right? Or maybe even some that are using your program to prepare them for life as an officer?
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, we've had guys graduate here at Bellarmine. My last coaching stint was at Army West Point, which was, you know, was great. Obviously, very strong ties to the military with it being a military academy, and that was pretty awesome. But yeah, we have 4 guys right now on our team that are currently in ROTC or National Guard program, and 2 of them are going to be wrestling on Friday night. So it should be fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, one of those guys, Thaddeus Huff.
Yeah, that's right.
Thaddeus Huff came and ran a practice for us, did an amazing job, and even talked about his daily schedule where he had to go to practice and he had to go to ROTC things and he had to go to, I mean, just a little more attitude, effort, and fight that he had to put out.
That's right.
So if you going back to the Patriot Open, if you look back over your planning over the past year or preseason, were your expectations met so far?
Yeah, I think there's a lot that goes into your expectations having such a long period of time where you're training without that competition, right? And so you're seeing your guys, you're seeing the growth happen, you know, but you don't really know until they get put under fire, you know, they get put to test. And so I think, hey, for the majority of our guys, they stepped up with those 3 things we talked about, attitude, effort, and fight. And there wasn't anybody that I feel like didn't bring that. It was just a little bit, kind of got sidetracked. Maybe the guys that didn't get some of the results they wanted, got a little bit sidetracked mentally with their mental game, but kind of kept them away from loving that moment, you know, and just really being appreciative for it. And so were my expectations met? In a short answer, yeah. Yeah, they're continuing to do a great job, and we know it's only a benchmark for us, and we're going to keep building off of it for sure.
That's awesome. What do you think stood out in the differences from your first year of training and your second year of training leading up to this moment?
Yeah, so the off season, my first year was a little bit different just because that culture of training, you know, during the summer and that wasn't maybe here yet. And so last summer was a big difference. We had a lot of guys sticking around, a lot of guys stayed here in Louisville and trained, and a lot of guys started with the freestyle and Greco competitions. So we really had a big jump in that, and I think that's really a big reason why, hey, we had such a strong start right away and why we've been able to see so much, because guys were training with, you know, intent in mind and knowing that, hey, we're trying to kick some butt, we're trying to be the best us that we can possibly be on the wrestling mat, and it's showing. The training that they did this summer is showing right away, and I'm fired up for them because I think now they got a chance to see it a little bit, you know, with being tested this weekend.
I know, I follow you guys on Instagram and the social medias, and I see in there lifting weights, and I see the differences you've made in the wrestling room over the 2 years, and it's just, if you get a way to go see Bellarmine and the facilities and what he's doing with it, it's just really amazing, and we're fortunate to have the resources of you and what you're doing in town. I do have 2 more questions left, and one of them you brought up was kind of the summer, and you mentioned international training. I know you got a chance to go to one of the World Championships.
That's right.
Maybe the U23s or the
No, it was
seniors?
the senior level World Championships.
Tell us a little bit about your trip.
Yeah, no, really grateful to be able to be over there. I was pretty dang blessed. When I first started coaching, I was coaching high school, And one of my athletes was Pat Smith, who's made, this was his 4th world team. And so I was able to go there to the Senior World Championships to watch him compete and see and be a part of that. And it was pretty cool. You know, he finished 8th in the world. You know, he fell short of getting what he'd love to get, was having the medal, you know, but wrestled well, wrestled, you know, really strong. And it was cool. He had a match where he had to come from behind and end up pinning the kid because he just kind of broke him. So some pretty cool moments there. And obviously watching the Senior World Championships, it's just so much to take in. And it's cool to be able to watch online, but when you're there, it's just, you're able to take in a lot more. At least me personally, I'm able to take in a lot more of it. And yeah, it was a really cool event. And it's always good to see other countries and other cultures too. So
that's awesome. I'm going to ask one more question. DWP Promotions on Friday night, the military and elementary event at Bellarmine. One last plug about it, so if they're joining in now, they can hear that.
Yeah, so we'd love to have everybody out. Friday night, 7 p.m., Knights Hall. And so, you know, whether you get signed up for one of those as that, or you just love wrestling or love to see a great show, you know, DWP is going to help us put on a great show, and it's my job to put on a great show on the wrestling mat. These guys are going to wrestle with a lot of energy, a lot of fight, but it's just going to be a fun event to be at. And we do have beer sales now as well at our home event. So hey, it's become a little more of that social event for people to come out and just enjoy and have a good time. So yeah, we'd love to see everybody out 7 o'clock.
If you need information on that, it's on the Bellarmine website, or being that you're already watching WJHI, you can contact me through school and I'll forward you the information to get your teams registered with Coach
Hardy.
Coach Hardy. So I'll forward you guys that if you need that info. And with that, make sure you're letting everybody know about the Shuck and Shuck show. We can do it either direction, hashtag it both ways. Thank you for being with us on WJHI.